Hi guys, today we are going to work on a horizontal feed component with Vue.js. It will have a responsive layout. This is what it's going to look like on mobile and tablet. That's what it's going to look like on a desktop. Our feed will have three elements: heading, the body, which will contain all of the items we're going to scroll through, and three buttons on the right hand side. When you move your mouse over the feed will pause scrolling. Once you move your mouse away, the automated scrolling resumes. We have previous button, which when clicked will take us to the previous item, and the next button, which when we click will take us to the next item. When we click either previous or next button, as you can see, the button in the middle has become enabled. This is because both of these buttons disable automated scrolling, which can be resumed by clicking this button in the middle. During this course, we'll make use of the Webpack module bundler, which will allow us to bundle our JavaScript files, including the Vue component, as well as Sass files, which will contain our styling, into the static assets that can be imported into the HTML file. We'll write our component using ECMAScript 6, also known as ECMAScript 2015. In other words, a latest version of JavaScript. In order for all the browsers to understand it, we'll compile it using Barbel compiler. To install our JavaScript dependencies, we'll make use of the npm. If you haven't got Node.js installed on your computer yet, please navigate to nodejs.org and download and install the latest version of it. Configuring Webpack might be quite challenging, so to make it easier, we'll make use of the package called laravel-mix, which configures Webpack with preprocessors such as Babel and Sass out of the box for us, providing an easy-to-use API. Let's navigate to npmjs.com, and within the Find Packages search field, let's type laravel-mix, hit return, and that's the first package written by Jeffrey Way. If we click on this one, and to install it, what we need to do is to run this npm install laravel-mix, and we're going to save it to our development dependencies. So if we open the terminal window, and I'm within the directory, the root of my project, if I do ls, you'll see there's only index.html file, which contains the basic structure of the HTML document. So what I'm going to start with, because I want to save my dependencies into the package.json file, obviously this file does not exist yet, so what I'm going to do is type echo, and in between a single double quotes, I'm going to put a set of curly brackets, then two angle brackets, right angle brackets, pointing to the file called package.json. If I hit return, you'll see if I do ls now, this package.json now exists within this project, so I can paste the command I've copied from npm and then add space, two hyphens, save-dev to save it to our development dependencies. Hit return, and this will take a little while to install. So I'm going to pause this video and I get back to you once all this is done. Okay, so laravel-mix has been installed successfully. If we clear the screen, Command K on the keyboard. Now, if we go back to our editor, you'll see that Node modules has been added with all the dependencies. Then we have this package.json, which we've created from within the terminal. But if we open this file now, you'll see that the dev dependencies have been added together with our laravel-mix. At the time of this recording, version 0.7.5 is the latest one. Okay, so we can close our package.json, go back to the browser, and if we scroll down and click on this on GitHub for the documentation, this will take us to the GitHub page for this package. Then click on the installation link, and if we scroll down, we don't want to use it with the Laravel, we are using this with the standalone project. If we scroll down, we need to copy files from the setup directory to the root of our project. So if we copy this line, go back to the terminal, paste it in, hit return, this will copy two files. If we go back to the editor, you'll see two files have been added, which is webpack.config.js and webpack.mix.js. Webpack.config contains the Webpack configuration. If we scroll down, you'll see quite a few things being listed here. One of them is the Barbel loader as well. Obviously, we have style loader, CSS loader, HTML loader. For images, we have another loader, and so on. If we now close this file and open webpack.mix, and let's remove all these comments here. Now mix, we first require the laravel-mix associated with the mix variable here, and then we call JS method as well as Sass. JS takes the file that we want to compile, and then it saves it into this dist directory. Then the same for Sass file and the destination. So basically this is the file we want to process and the destination where we want to save it. Now we don't have our files created yet, so I'm just going to quickly create two directories here. One will be src for source files, and the other will be dist for distribution. Okay, so within the source directory, I'm going to create one for JavaScript files, which is JS, and one for Sass files, so SCSS. And here within the SCSS directory, I'm going to create the new Sass file with the SCSS extension. If you're using Sass syntax, then obviously I use the correct extension here. I'm going to be using SCSS syntax, so the name of the file is going to be app.scss. So if I hit on OK here, that adds the file. For the time being, I'm just going to leave it like this. I just want the entry point basically for both JavaScript and CSS file, Sass file. For the JavaScript, we also going to have app.js this time. I'm going to remove this comment. So if here we're going to amend it to source JS app.js, and for SCSS, it's going to be SCSS app.scss. And destination, within the destination directory, I'm going to create again one for JavaScript files, JS, and the other one for CSS files. So that's this. Let's quickly update this as well. So this one is going to go to dist/JS/ and then for this one CSS/. Okay, so our Webpack mix is now also all updated. We can close this file. If we go back to the browser, and if we scroll down right to the bottom here, Npm Scripts, we need to copy all these scripts because we're going to be using dev and production in order to compile all the files. So back to our editor, package.json, and after our dev dependencies, comma, and paste it all here. Okay, save it and close it. Our Laravel mix is now all set up. So the next package we need to install, if we go back to the browser, npmjs.com, and we are looking for a Vue package, just Vue. And if we click on the first item here, Npm Install View. And if we go back to the terminal, paste it in, make sure that we save it to our development dependencies. So save-dev, hit return, and give it a few moments. Vue has now installed successfully, so Command K to clear the screen. The next package we need, if we go back to the browser, is going to be Axios. So if we type Axios, Axios will allow us to make Ajax calls from within our component. So if we run this npm install Axios, and again, we want to save it to development dependencies, so -save-dev, hit return and let it to install as well. And the last package, if we clear the screen, the last package that we need in order to ensure that Internet Explorer can understand our code is the Barbel Polyfill. If we navigate to npm again and go for Barbel Polyfill, there we go. So again, npm install Barbel Polyfill. If we go back to the terminal, paste it in, and again, save-dev, hit return, and wait for it to install. This has now finished as well. If we go back to our editor, open our package.json, you can see all these dependencies are listed under dev dependencies, so we can close this file, and we are now ready to move to the next video.